This is officially the third time I filmed this video. I do not want to do this again. Actually, this is the fourth. The third video I scrapped completely because it was just terrible. Hi, I'm Brian Tafanji, and you're watching Disney Channel. I personally struggle with depression and anxiety, and I think Billie Eilish is one of the best artists who conveys those two emotions within her music. I've been listening to her since 2016, 2017. The first song I think I ever heard from her was actually 6 Feet Under, not Ocean Eyes. Her music's always been relatable to me in some capacity, and it's always just been a really good source of artistic inspiration. And with the release of her third album, which is really her fourth album if you count Don't Smile at Me, which I do, and I'm not going to start arguing about that. If you want to talk about that in the comments, feel free to do so. I've decided to paint her. I've always wanted to paint her. This is actually the original drawing I did before I painted it. I was actually on Reddit. I don't know if I should expose myself. Someone posted like a Photoshop version of all of her albums together and like in a collage, and they were like all on top of each other, and I was like, that's sick as fun to draw that. Like, I want to do it. I'm actually incredibly lucky to have been able to go to her concert because at the time I was not making that much money, and I saved up just enough to go, and it was amazing. Unfortunately, I was triggered on the day of. Something happened that really messed me up, and I entered a really depressive headspace. I remember being in the line to enter the concert venue, and I just felt like shit. I wanted to die. I was really worried it was going to ruin my experience of the concert. It did, unfortunately. Don't get me wrong, I still enjoyed the concert. This was only the third concert I've ever been to, and holy shit, did she raise the bar high as hell. Stop barking! It's not your time to shine! It's my turn! Shut up. Okay, I think she's done. What the fuck was I saying? Oh yeah. Anyway, just know that it put me in a really negative headspace, and it kind of ruined the mood for me, and I wasn't able to really fully enjoy the experience and get the full Billie Eilish experience that I paid for. Not her fault. Not her fault. Yeah, I still enjoyed it. I took a couple videos here and there. I didn't film the whole thing because I wanted to experience it like from my first person perspective. Filming just kind of ruins the experience of any concert. I feel like I took clips here and there, but other than that, you know, I had my phone in my pocket because I was just jamming, bro. I was just jamming. I actually wanted to finish this painting before the concert and take it there and like show it up, and I was hoping she would like see it, but I did not finish it in time. Not even close. I also wanted to finish it before her birthday so I could post it on her birthday. I didn't finish it in time for that either. I finished it literally on December 31st, like 11:59. I wanted to finish it before the new year, and I did like in the nick of time. I kind of rushed it a little bit, not gonna lie. But anyway, watch me paint Billie Eilish while I talk about my experience at the concert and my experience with depression as an artist. Also, Billie, you and I have beef, but we'll talk about that later on in the video. Enjoy. So, my experience at the concert, I actually went to the concert alone, unfortunately. It was really fun, but it was hard being alone. I know most people go to concerts, you know, with someone, with a friend or a partner or a sibling or a family member, or, you know, just someone. I do find it hard to be alone at times. I have a lot of social anxiety. So, especially when like going to, you know, a big, you know, event where there's going to be thousands of people by myself, I have a lot of anxiety. Usually, you know, the last couple times I went to a concert, I was able to, you know, make friends and be social. I actually, you know, got a few contact numbers with people I met at concerts, and, you know, we're chill and we're cool. Unfortunately, it did not turn out that way at this concert. Probably because, I don't know, it was a different setting, I was in a weird headspace, and I honestly just wasn't really in a social mood. My favorite part of the concert were the visuals. The visuals were so stimulating and they were just so fun. They were so fun. There were so many lasers. So many lasers. I love lasers. I love colors. I love anything that's like bright and flashing. There was so much going on that I felt like I was in a club. It was like a safe club. Concert etiquette there was really good. I didn't experience like any screeching. There wasn't anyone like yelling or like doing the most. No one threw anything at her. No one talked when the party's over. No one spoke. It was dead silent when she was doing her live vocals. I really, really enjoyed when she played instruments. She played the piano, and I was like, okay, I'm here for this. It was funny because she like had a moment where she forgot how to play. She was like, all right, guys, this is embarrassing. I'm fucking up this piano in front of 1,000 people. So let me tell you about this beef that I have with her. She played the intro for Bittersweet, and I started sobbing my eyes out. I was so happy because I hadn't cried in so long, and I was so happy to release those tears. And then she cut it off. She cut it off right at the best part, and then she started playing Bury a Friend. And I have beef with her because I did not finish crying. You did not let me finish crying my tears, but it's okay because I went from crying to being possessed, and you know, it was fun because Bury a Friend is like my favorite song from Where Do We Go, so it's fine. So now I'm going to talk about the experience of being an artist dealing with depression, and trigger warning, I will be talking about ideas of suicide and self-harm. So if you're not comfortable with that, you can turn the volume down and just watch me paint. You ready to have some fun? So I have been dealing with depression since middle school. It did start at a relatively young age. I was left alone a lot as a child, so I had a lot of time to reflect and think and contemplate about a lot of complex emotions and just theories, and I'm just a thinker. I've always been an overthinker. I overanalyze everything. I'm gonna go to hell for being gay. What's the point of being alive? My true self, maybe I should. It's a lot. And it was hard at that age to have so many different things swirling around in my head. It didn't really feel like anyone really understood where I was coming from, you know? I thought about death a lot and, you know, hurting myself a lot in middle school. So that's something I really tried to communicate with people, and some people really didn't take me seriously. I would tell my teachers, I would say, you know, I'm depressed. I don't want to be here anymore. I want to give up. And I remember one of the teachers told me, he's like, you're too young to be depressed. And I was like, since when do we give out age restrictions on depression? You don't know what's going on in my life. Like, what are you talking about? And unfortunately, that was just the environment that, you know, that school offered. You know, I went to a Catholic school, and it was a private Catholic school, and we, you know, they really prioritized academics. Honestly, they wanted us to be mini adults at such a early age. They wanted us to be super responsible, super, you know, they wanted us to really throw ourselves into work, and there wasn't really much of a emotional guidance there. There weren't many conversations of how we're feeling and what's going on and what can we do. All of it was religion based, and you know, it didn't feel like anyone really genuinely cared or understood. Also, mental health wasn't really being talked about that much at that time either. The only thing that really gave me any relief or some sense of peace was art and theater, and throwing myself into performance and visual arts and any kind of craftsmanship. Since third grade, it's been the best and only way for me to express myself freely without judgment, and to really delve deep into my psyche and get it out there. And the best part is when it's seen by someone and they understand through the art. It's so exhilarating, and I can't express how satisfying it is when you put everything into your artwork and someone sees it and they just feel something. Even if it's not the same emotion that you felt while making it, if they feel something to some degree, it's the best feeling in the world, and it gives the biggest feeling of accomplishment. I was a thespian in high school and also in the National Art Honor Society, and those were the only things keeping me going. But the depression did get severely worse. I talked to my mom about so many different thoughts, and I said, hey, I need a therapist. Like, I need to see someone. I have to get help. Like, it's not getting any better on its own. I have to get help. And so I got a therapist, and at some point I got put on medication, antidepressants. I was on Zoloft for like 3 years. I think I got medicated sophomore year. Probably the worst thing I could have done in the entire world, not gonna lie. It did subside, like, negative thinking and all that stuff, but all in all, it really suppressed my emotions, and I felt like a zombie for like 3 years of my life. There was a period of time where I would cry a lot. I was a big crybaby growing up. I would cry at everything. I'm very sensitive. And when I got put on that antidepressant, the crying got less and less frequent, and so did my emotions. My emotions felt so dulled down, like watered down, and I actually couldn't cry anymore. And there was one day where I didn't take my medication for like 3 days straight. I think I just forgot. And I was in rehearsal, and I just started breaking down crying after someone said something like so insignificant. I just started breaking down crying. I could not stop crying. It was unstoppable, and they had to send me home because I literally could not stop crying.
And what I've learned from that is I don't need to be medicated to be my best self. I would rather endure the pain and experience all my emotions at the highest intensity and put that into my craftsmanship versus feeling nothing and being numb. Because even though what happened to me in the past and what I've experienced is painful and it's not fair, it ultimately is what shaped me to be who I am, and I refuse to water down myself in my art in order to be something that I'm not, or be something that the world tells me that I should be. And that's what I hope to convey in my art and my future endeavors. And that is the end of my spiel. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed watching the art process.
This is the finished painting. Ta-da! This took I think it took 8 months, because I started it in May. That's when I did the first sketch, and then I started painting it around June or July, and finished it in December. So I think it's around 8 or 9 months. So yeah, it took almost a year. I hope it turned out good. Did add details of the little bubbles. I added some highlights to the water. I also painted the edges of the painting to match her Green Roots hair era. Her iconic hair. So the top is green, and then the side is black. That's the finished painting. This is also the outfit that I wore to the concert. This is the jacket that I wore with it. Because it was a little chilly out there. So I did put this on top, and then I took it off and I went inside the venue because, hello, it's hot. So. Anyway, I didn't wear the hat. I wasn't wearing a hat. My hair was actually purple when I went. So just imagine this with purple. The purple matches the jacket perfectly. So I missed my purple hair, but I had to dye it black for reasons. Yeah, that's the video. I hope you enjoyed. Here are my socials, I guess. So, and here, I guess. So you can follow me there if you want to. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Bye!